In this video, we're talking about INFP relationships with ESTJs and a key bit of information and a mindset shift that you can make in order to get the most from this difficult but very rewarding relationship. And at the end of the video, I'll share one of my key insights and shifts that I had from being best friends with an ESTJ for, oh my gosh, about 15 years now. What's up, team? It's Sherman here from Geek Psychology, helping you find your true character and level it up so you can play life better. This is a difficult one. I understand. INFP, ESTJ, you're flippy-floppied. That's the technical term. INFP, you're switching all the letters, right, within the personality type. And this actually, surprisingly enough, if you don't know all the cognitive functions and things like that and all that underworking wiring and whatnot, you actually have a lot more in common than you expect. See, as an INFP, you look at the ESTJ and you're like, this person is cold, insensitive, blunt, way too direct. And as the ESTJ, you're looking at the INFP like, this person is weak. They don't know what they want in life. They're just wandering around. They're not learning from any of the experiences, any of the lessons that they've had. And they're too concerned with how they feel about something instead of, are they doing things to reach a better life? And I know that might have, struck some chords. It might be a little difficult, but that's the point. Realize that the things that you don't like about the other person in this pairing is something that you are vulnerable about within your own life, a weakness that you perceive in yourself that you are likely projecting onto them. And this is assuming that they're both healthy representations of their type. Even at a younger age, when I first became friends with this ESTJ, we were 18. We just moved to Japan together on the same program. We had slightly became friends before that, and we moved to Japan. We've lived together for many, many years now. We lived together in Korea as well. We've worked together for most of that time. Well, actually now for just a lot of the time. And we've been close since. But there were so many struggles, so many times that we butted heads. He has become somebody who is such a linchpin in my life. Someone who has changed how I approach life in general, and my work, my business ethic, my focus of intentions, my relationships, my ability to talk with other people and relate to other people. This all really, a lot of it comes from that relationship with him, because we are polar opposites in a lot of ways. It was hard to take each other's perspective. It was hard to accept that as, actually, you might be right. Actually, that's a good way of looking at things. But with time, I personally had gained a lot of insights about it, and I gained the ability to see that as a role model of where I could go and what I could do within my own style as well. Plato said that he who is of calm and happy nature will hardly feel the pressure of age, but to him who is of an opposite disposition, youth and age are equally a burden. Now think about that. The way I took that quote is that, as an INFP, sure, I went down some deep, dark areas of my life. I was depressed on and off and stuff, but in general, INFPs are pretty dang idealistic. We're dreamers. We see this world of possibilities and things that could happen, things that we could do. And I lived my life like that. I moved to Japan kind of on a whim, just wanted to get out and push myself to experience new aspects of life. And throughout all those years, I was kind of just wandering, kind of just letting things go where they go in the perceiver way. And I never actually really thought about where I'm going, why I'm doing this, what direction I'm facing, where I'm heading. And turn over to look at my friend we'd lived together for a while, on and off, over years in different countries. And now he's moving out. He's got his own apartment. And then he's getting married. And then he's buying his own house in Japan, in this foreign country. And he's rising to the top of his career. His goal, his company, that he's up there. He's got a team under him now. He's managing people. He's making a lot of money. He's taking vacations and trips around the world. And I look to myself and be like, wow, where am I going? What am I doing? I'm looking optimistically at all these things, but not actually taking in some of the reality of it. And likely from his perspective, age and lack of an experience was a burden for him when he was growing up. I'm starting to settle down into it, and he was waiting for that time when he has the authority, when he has the power, the resources to get what he wants, to go where he's trying to go. It was a struggle for him because he didn't have that yet. And then when he built that up, it was no longer a burden because he had it and he's able to shape his life. You see the contrast between those? I think it's just a very stunning way of looking at this. So one key thing that you can do when you're looking at this relationship here is to think about the decision-making process. We'll get a little technical here just briefly. INFPs lead with introverted feeling. Okay, this is a feeling-based decision-making process. You're looking at the people impacted, the emotions, the feelings, the values, the beliefs, okay, the kind of human components. And you're using that, you're taking it inward and reflecting on it within yourself, in the intrapersonal harmony, okay, the balance of all these different voices within you to see what resonates to make a decision. The ESTJs lead with the polar opposite of that, extroverted thinking. Extroverted thinking is thinking-based decisions. It's not using values or beliefs. It's using the data and the metrics. It's looking at things from an impersonal perspective. Okay? Outside of yourself. So what can we take from here to get us to our goal? What are the things that we need to measure? What are the resources that we have? The time, the money, the people, those kind of things. And it's setting those up strategically to reach your goal. So if you're an INFP and you're like, well, this person is inconsiderate, this person is mean, or they're not taking my values, myself into account, they don't care about my feelings. Or if you're an ESTJ and you're like, this person is too focused on how they feel about something, they're not actually doing things. Maybe they're too soft in a lot of ways. Like, suck it up. Let's go. This is what you need to do to live a better life. It's important to realize that they're looking at two different sets of data. Right? The thinker is not supposed to pay attention to those values unless it's a meaningful data point. And so, yes, they are possibly devaluing who you are in terms of your feeling identity, because that's not what they're looking at. It's like yelling at the apple tree for not growing oranges. It's like telling the priest that they need to do more damage. It's like yelling at the wizard, the mage, for not healing enough. Like, that's not what they're supposed to do. So when you realize that they're playing a different game in a lot of ways, they're doing their own specialty, and really how you feel about it is not part of it. Or if you're an ESTJ and you're thinking like, well, this person's not focusing on the things that they need to focus on, then you're missing the point that the things that we are measuring to decide what the right action is are different. So you can't be upset at the other person for doing things their way. And this is the problem with that do unto others as you would like to have done unto you, or however the quote goes. You're looking at it from your own frame, from your own perspective. And that can be good. But also, if you're expecting people to live up to your way of life, your decision-making processes, your way of learning and perceiving the world, gathering information and understanding it, well, if you're expecting other people to focus on that, to make their decisions the best way possible, then you're just hampering them, you're hindering them. So one of the things that really helped me, and the things that I hold on to a lot when I'm still thinking about how am I going to live my future, and trying to actually start planning to make it happen properly, is something that my ESTJ friend said. And he said something along the lines of, I set these goals, these high and lofty goals that are just out of reach. So I know that I need to grow, I need to stretch to get them. And just imagining that, using the metaphor, keeping something just out of reach, so you can't quite get it, but you know that, if you build the stairs, if you craft things properly, you'll be able to get to it. If you just hang on just a little bit more, just stretch yourself a little bit more, you'll eventually be able to get there. And then you set the next one, and then you set the next one. And that's something that has really stuck with me as a life lesson from this ESTJ. And I can only hope that, from his side, that he has learned something from me, from my introverted feeling, from this conscience that is constantly leading my decisions. And he's seen me struggle with things that most people don't, right? Because it was something that I was struggling morally with, or ethically, whatever. Part of me wants to do this, but I wouldn't feel right with myself if I did it, so I'm not going to do it. And he's seen me live up to that. Sure, I've made mistakes, but he's seen me do that, and I know he's taken it to heart in a lot of ways too. Kind of like me attempting to role model how to deal with things through a feeling perspective, how to deal with things that, you might not be able to explain, but it just feels right, or it just feels wrong. And to listen to that voice a little bit more, and to build your life around the things that make you feel authentic, make you feel good about yourself. So if you liked this video, if it was helpful, please like it and subscribe. Comment down below what was helpful for you. Also, check out videos over here for INFP related stuff, and over here for personality type. Okay? Keep up the lifelong questing. Good luck, have fun. Peace.